What's going on, guys? Welcome to the episode today. Today I wanted to talk about Redstone and get into the basics, just get into the start. A lot of you have been asking about my Redstone stuff and how I know how to do all that. So I wanted to get into an episode and just describe it to you, explain it to you, hopefully in a way that makes sense. So I've set up a few gates here, some of the most common that you'll see in Redstone, and really most Redstone contraptions it consists of multiple gates together. So yeah, let's just get right into it, and I'll explain each one as we go along. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. But anyways, let's get cracking. All right, so for our first gate, I guess, I want to show you the most basic of them all, and that really is just an input and to the output. And when you turn, if the input is off, then the output is off. If you turn the input on, then the output gets turned on. It's very basic. That is the most basic of all of the gates, right? And you can do the same thing with buttons and a torch or anything like that. As long as you give something power, then the output will have power. If you turn off the input, then the output will turn off. Very basic. I don't even think this has a name per se. It's just the normal, I don't know, like turn it on, it turns on, turn it off, it turns off. Moving along to the NOT gate, in this case, the output is reversed to this first gate. So as you can see, the input is on, but the output is off. So that's why it's called a NOT gate. So whatever your input is, the output will be opposite. So if we turn the input off, then the output turns on. And if again we turn the output on, the output turns off. This is a very, very useful gate. I use this one all the time. Quite often, depending on what I'm trying to do, I need to reverse the signal. So whether it's off, I need it on, or if it's on, I need it off. And so this makes it very, very helpful and useful in order to get those kinds of tasks done. So you'll probably use this one a lot. It's a very common gate. Probably actually one of the most common that I use in this game. The next gate is the AND gate. Again, another very useful gate. So this one works just as it sounds. So we have our output is currently off. We also have our inputs as off. And the only way that this output will turn on is if both of these gates are on. So as you can see, if I turn one of them on, the output is still off. And same thing, if I turn that off and turn the other one on, the output is still off. It only works if both inputs are on, then the output is also on. Hence why it's called an AND gate. Both of these, this and this, have to be on in order for it to work. Very similar to the AND gate, but also similar to the NOR gate, so just combining those two, is you have the NAND gate. So in this case, it's just reversed for the AND gate. So this one is similar to the NOR gate in the sense that the input is off, but the output is on. So it's doing the opposite. And this one again works where we need both of the left and the right inputs to be on in order for this to turn off. So if we turned one of them on, that is still on. Same thing on the other side, it's still on. It's not until we turn both of the inputs on that this input turns off. Again, a very, very useful Redstone gate. I use the NOR gate more often than the NAND gate, but I still quite often use the NAND gate. Opposite to the AND gate, you have the OR gate, where in this case, if you were to put either the left or the right, then the output turns on. So as you can see, if we turn on the one output, then it will turn on. If we turn it off, or we turn on this one, it will still turn on. Or if we turn on both, it will still remain on. So the only way for this to be off is if both of the inputs are off. So that's an OR gate. Again, another very useful feature. I more often use the AND gate than the OR gate, but again, it's a very basic principle, very basic gate, but again, very, very useful. So here I wanted to show you one more, again, just going along the same pattern, I guess. So we had the OR gate, and now we have a NOR gate, which anything, with the NAND and the NOT and the NOR, you're reversing the output compared to the input. But the difference between the NAND gate and the NOR gate is we're using the logic from the OR gate, where either one of these will turn off or will turn off the output, whereas in this case, either one turning it on would turn on the output. So in this case, as you can see on the NOR gate, both inputs are off, but the output is on. And if I turn on either this one, it will turn off, or if I turn on this one, it will turn off. And same thing with the OR gate. Even if you do both of the inputs on, the output will remain off. The only way to have the output on is to have neither of these powering. So this one, it would be considered a NOR because it would deactivate the signal if either one of those is on. This one is getting, it looks like it's getting a little more advanced. It's really not. It's a very, very simple gate as well. This one is called an RSNOR Latch. How this one works is instead of using levers as your input, this one works very nicely for buttons. So one of the things with buttons in Minecraft is often it only gives, either if it's a stone button, it gives a 10 tick signal. If it's a wood button, then it gives a 15 tick. All that does, though, is typically if you use a button, then it only powers it for so long and then it depowers it, right? So often when you use buttons on doors, the door will only stay open for so long. But if you want, you can build an RSNOR latch, and that allows the button to toggle whether something is on or off. So all we would want to do in this case is, as you can see, we have this lamp is currently on, and we want this lamp to be on. So all we would have to do to turn this lamp on and this lamp off is click this button. And that's it. And as you can see, even after the button has stopped sending a signal, this lamp is now on and this lamp is now permanently off. If we wanted to flip that again, we would just hit this button here and it would flip it again, where now this lamp is on and this lamp is off. Very useful item again, especially if you want to do things with buttons where you want to at least send the signal to get it started, but you don't want the button to remain on all the time like a lever would. So that makes this handy. Again, it looks complicated, but it's actually quite simple. All right, and for the last one, I wanted to show you the TFlipFlop. This one is another one of my favorites. I really like using this one with secret doors and things like that. I use a TFlipFlop, but it's a very, very handy. So the way this works, it's similar to the RSNOR Latch in the sense that it uses buttons, and instead of having the button only power something for a certain amount of time, the buttons are now used to toggle whether something remains on or off until the next button press. So the way this works is we have a couple pistons that move a block back and forth on top of and then taking it away from the redstone torch. So the way redstone torches work is they don't power adjacent blocks. So that's why this redstone dust right now isn't being powered, because this redstone dust isn't powering the block that the dust is sitting on. However, if we were to move this block over on top of the redstone dust, then the on top of the redstone torch, then the redstone torch would be powering this block, and then the block would be able to pass that power to the redstone. So the way we do that is just by pressing the button. It's going to slide that over, and now we can see that the redstone dust is powered and remains powered until we press that button again. So this one is, I love this one. It's a very handy one. I use it quite often. There's many ways to set this one up. This isn't the only design that works. There's quite a few. I do find this one quite more on the cheaper side. You don't need sticky pistons with this one if you don't have slime, because slime can be hard to get. So this one you can just use regular pistons with. So that's why I like it. But there are other designs that if you don't want it to be 2 blocks high, you only want it to be 1 block high, you can do that as well. So there are other ways to shape this one or design this one. But this is the one that I remember actually the most, and I use this one quite often, and it works very, very well. All right, guys, that's it for me for today. I really appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope the video was a help to you guys. I hope you have a better understanding of how redstone works and of these very simple, very basic contraptions. I know often when you see my videos that the redstone can look overwhelming, but really when you break it down, it's just full of a bunch of these gates all put together, and that allows all of our redstone magic to work. All right, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. hit that little bell icon so you can be notified when I post more videos just like this one. If you did get something out of the video, hit that like button and let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or if you want to see any other redstone gates or contraptions or anything like that included, and I'll make another video. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.